What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 20 of Wreck Bike Rebuild, the show here on YouTube where we take wrecked motorcycles, turn them into dream bikes,
and then give them away.
You did it. You
didn't
mess with me.
I didn't.
Oh my gosh.
That's because you did the whole dream bike part.
Yeah, I said it right.
Well, you didn't leave it for me to do.
Right. Anyway, we build motorcycles and then give them away thanks to our lovely people over on Patreon. So if you want to check out how we are available and able to do that, link in the top of the description.
If you want to support the channel, if you want to support the build, go over to Patreon.
It's so bad when the camera guy does the...
You want to try that one again?
Redo.
Because from this side of the camera, I didn't understand a damn thing
God,
you just said.
I loved it. Oh my God. If you guys want to support what we do here on the show and potentially be given a bobber, make sure to check out the Patreon page, which is the top link in the description down below. Brian, we're taking the bike apart today.
Well, first we have to put the bike together.
Right, we gotta put it together enough and then she comes all to pieces.
Yes.
This will be a 2-day filming process. Halfway through we will change clothes and then we will continue on. But why do we have to put the bike together to then take it apart? It seems counterintuitive.
It does seem counterintuitive, but it's going to be significantly easier to remove the engine from the frame when the bike has something to sit on. So we don't have anything to suspend the frame from the ceiling. So we need to put the wheels back on so we can rest the entire machine on the suspension to take all the weight off of the frame so we can remove that piece of frame to get the engine out.
Yeah, I see. So 4 bolts hold this little frame door.
Takes that little frame door. When we pull that piece of piping out of there,
right,
that is a very serious piece of metal.
I guess it would kind of have to be, you know, structural integrity.
It is very heavy duty. I'm pretty sure like the first 6 inches of either side of that pipe is all just solid cast metal.
So it's not hollow. It's like a full.
It's solid.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have a lot of work today to do, guys. But what we're gonna try to do is I'm gonna get Brian to try to give you guys helpful tips of if you're doing the process of taking your entire bike apart. Hopefully we can throw some knowledge, but
we got work to do.
Yeah, it's gonna be a music video, a lot of cool clips. I'm gonna cut to the cool stuff. I'm gonna get a pair of gloves. So we're putting everything back together. You wanna start with the front wheel, start with the rear wheel? Start with the front wheel. Oh my God. Dude, are you serious right now? Brian, please join me over here, Brian, and just be able to take it all in. Oh my God, look at that thing. Now we're gonna, dude, I'm so stoked right now. All right, so we gotta put the kickstand on. The joke of a kickstand that is gonna need to be like half the length.
So this is, 16-inch wheel. They're both 16-inch wheels. So the rear height is gonna be the same, but the front would be like a tiny bit taller.
Right.
So what we could do is we could probably just take one of these single blocks of wood and stick it underneath the front wheel and make it feel like it's the other wheel that's on it and not have to switch everything out again. So, not that one. God, are you fucking kidding me? Did you just take that out of there?
Yes, I did.
Holy shit. We've got more of them. That's actually, put that back in there, please.
I'm trying to do that right now. My mentality was to roll it underneath the wheel. Cause like,
No, we have to put it on the ground. on the ground, off the lift, unstrapped, zoop, rolled onto the ground.
I'm gonna go just clean the shit out of my pants real quick, guys. I'll be right back.
Wow, I think I made a diamond too, Jesus Christ. Because these straps are still pulling forward a little
Yeah,
bit.
that all flashed in my eyes as.
Okay. Deep breaths, let's get back to it.
So what are you doing right now?
I'm moving these straps that are pulling it forward to pull it straight down.
Smart. I am going to mirror that over here. I mean, do you think that's fine?
That should be okay.
I mean, it's gonna get taut on the other side as long as that one doesn't.
So let's move that table.
Okay.
And the fan. And let's take some stuff off of this so we're not worried about stuff dragging on the ground.
You're like talking about this kind of stuff?
Yeah, well, there's the brake stuff on this side also. Can you give me a 6mm T-handle, please?
Sure can.
Ground.
I have the belt semi on, but I assume
It
once
does. No, just let it hang off the side.
Okay.
So it's okay like that.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and lower the lift to the ground, put the ramp back on.
She's coming down, boys. Hadn't heard the T-Rex in a minute, and oh my God.
We're not done yet. It's not on the ground. Come give me a hand with this thing.
What is life right now, Brian? All right, so what are we doing right now?
Bolt the side stand on.
Right, so we need to do that right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Kind of need it there before we roll it off the lift, right?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just like... Let me bolt the side stand on by laying as close to the ground as possible. I'm laying on the ground and I'm barely low enough. Like I almost need to put my face to the ground, and it's on the stand.
Yeah, we're still a couple inches up in the air.
I love it. Oh my God.
Let's put some air in the tires now.
Okay. At least when we inflate the rear tire, it'll like raise up a little bit, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we might not scrape.
Oh, it's still gonna scrape.
Oh, okay.
It might scrape. It might just clear it.
What's the psi?
Doesn't matter.
I wonder if it's called psi because that's what the noise that.
Yeah.
Where's it at right now? Let it go. Look at the dial. Look at the gauge in your hand.
It's like it's going down quick. There's no point in doing.
All right, well, let's do it so we can get it off of the lift. Okay. Yeah.
A big asshole, yeah. So we should roll this bitch off quick then?
Yeah, I mean, it'll take a few seconds, but we can roll it off now. All right, just stand behind it and and grab the wheel, and we'll use you as the brake. So push the wheel forward. It's going to slide forward.
Yeah. Dude, what is life right now?
Huh. Sit on it.
Stand it up, back it up. All right, now push it forward. Right there, and put it back on the side stand. That's where it's gonna sit. I don't think we need to change it. Seat's bolted, you can sit on it. Foot pegs are on too, you can put your feet up too.
Dude. Oh my God. You're gonna be looking at people in the cars like directly on. Just killing the mother freaking game.
And your leg clears the air filter.
Right.
Here, go ahead.
This is the coolest shit. Oh my God. You want me to put it up on the front wood thing?
There it is. Yeah, it's pretty sweet right there.
You can flat foot it.
My legs are bent too.
The shortest guy in the shop can easily flat foot the bobber. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this thing is...
Dude, had no clue. This is the first time I have even close to realize.
You know, put a second block of wood under the front of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably about it right there.
There you go. That is how ridiculously lowered this bobber is. Dude,
I mean,
that-
granted, I could flat foot this bike when it was at full height. Just, though. Just.
Dude,
But now
that
I've got a
is-
nice bend in my knee.
That is bad. It is bad. Oh my goodness. And we don't have to do anything with the kickstand, which is awesome
Actually,
news.
it looks really cool because it swings out super wide.
Right. That's true though. This bobber, when it was stock, it sat over on its kickstand like way over, like sketch over.
Yeah.
So that makes sense that it would still work. Dude, yes. So now we just roll it back up.
Now that we have the bike off, we can put the wheel chock on it. So
Right.
we can crank on the bike a little bit harder while we're pulling the motor out. So holding the engine into the frame right now, we have 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 bolts holding the engine in the frame. 12, 13, 14, 15 bolts total. That's taking the frame cradle out also.
That seems extremely precarious.
Well, you know, they're all very, very big, heavy-duty bolts.
Fair enough.
Okay. So, yeah.
So we probably need to get this exhaust off. I don't know why. We should probably do one of those camera things where, all right, let's get the engine out. Then we can cut to a montage of us getting the engine out. So you want to pull it back some, and then you can grab the front, and I can grab the back. Just make sure the hoses and stuff are coming out of here. 1 second, we got one. Okay.
All right, let's wheel this out of the way. I'm gonna say this out loud for you and for everybody else that's watching. When this piece of frame is not in here, you cannot sit on this.
Like,
Yes, cannot sit on it, because you will bend the frame. You think you just took out this huge structural piece.
right.
You put 200 pounds right here and you could tweak something. So, now if you want to mess around with it and have a rolling chassis and be sitting on it, then you got to put this back in and tighten those bolts back up.
Right.
So now we can do the rear wheel, the swing arm, the suspension, the front wheel, the forks, the triple trees. And then from there it'll be wiring harness on the frame, and that's pretty much it. It's disassembled.
Okay. So you want to get the swing arm off, and then,
I mean, it's all going to come off quick.
okay, let's,
You know, everything is just finger tight, so.
right. Well, with the interest of time, let's see if we can get the forks out. Well, no, you have to disassemble the forks once they're out, though.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll make that. Okay, the engine's out. We have the frame. You put the bar thing back in the frame just in case I got squirrely and went and sat on it.
Well, if I put it on there so we can put 2 jacks underneath it for when we take the front wheel off, it'll be stable on something.
I was going to ask, because on the ZX-10, when we did all the front stuff, we had the brakes still attached.
Right.
So we can't do that. Should we take the ends off before we deal with all the wiring stuff?
Let's get wheel off, swing arm off, front wheel off, forks, triple trees, everything off, and then we'll leave the wiring harness to take off the frame for last.
Okay, cool. I know how to do some of that stuff.
Honestly, Chase, you've done all of that already.
That's a good point. You are almost there.
Ow, no.
Yeah.
That thing is, don't touch it.
Look at
It
you.
is extremely hot.
Yeah, bit. Look at you rolling. I was hoping it would like melt to
Stick
my
to the bottom
shoe.
of your shoe. Okay, so frame is complete.
Woo woo.
So
Do you have to clean the frame before it goes to powder coat?
usually, if your powder coater will sandblast and then
Right.
clean
So
it.
sandblasting it.
So they're gonna clean it. They're gonna have to clean it regardless, even no matter how good you clean it. They're gonna clean it too.
Right. So it would be pointless. Waste of time. Okay.
So that's done.
Right.
We can get that off of here. We can take this soft thing off of here. Get the forks up here.
Yeah.
Start taking the forks apart. You got some cardboard we can destroy?
Cardboard we can destroy?
Yeah. Because there's nothing clean about taking apart forks, no matter how hard you try. There's probably a box outside
Yeah, we got how much cardboard we need. And what do you need the cardboard for?
to not make a mess.
As like an absorber? Oh. Well, we can,
Absorption rags. That's what we got them for.
Okay, we can use those.
but they're oil absorption rags.
No problem solved. Let's go.
What is coming out of the fork?
Is that the same type of oil that those things are made for? Though?
It's. Say it with me. What is it? It's.
Nope.
What?
No.
What's inside there? What's it
saying
called
it. I'm
when
not
you have
saying
your fork?
Sealant? I don't know.
Oh!
Somebody sent us those, so thank you that person.
Absorption rags absorb oil.
We're going to start off with a 6mm T-handle.
Okay. Brian, is taking your forks apart a job that you would recommend a home mechanic do?
You do require some specialty tools. So unless you're willing to put the money into purchasing the correct specialty tools, I would say no.
Okay. You're using an 8?
Yes. I have the dead line.
Yes. Thanks to knowledge, I know which one that is. Oh, that's okay.
Missed it.
That just happened. All right.
Okay, broke that free. Now after I do this, I'll explain why. Alright, so the reason why I just broke those free is once you remove the fork cap and you relieve the spring tension, then the inside will kind of just spin when you're trying to take this bolt out. So if
Okay.
you have all the pressure inside that's pulling everything
Right.
apart, then there's tension on this and you can kind of crack it free a little bit easier. So now that's cracked free, it's not going to leak any oil yet. Now we take the tops off.
And the top's where all the oil's gonna come out?
Yeah, well, if I pull this bolt out, it'll come out of here too.
Okay, so what do you need for the top? A big boy?
Looks like a 19,
Oh.
possibly a 22, but it looks like a 19.
I'll give you a 22. It was a 22?
Yeah. Oh wow, that thing was barely on there.
Can we just pretend my grip was so good that...
No,
Oh.
I barely put any pressure on it. It came free.
Damn.
Maybe we already cracked these loose.
Maybe.
That's a very good possibility.
Yeah.
What is that?
Spacer.
Are we getting a new spacer?
We can if we want to, then may get it a little bit longer than that. And it'll add some spring tension to it and it'll stiffen up the suspension.
Oh, okay. I remember when you did this with the Monster like that. Whoa!
Grab that washer, take those gloves off, and grab the washer that's down there for me, please.
Ah.
I'll put that out here. So it's gonna go like this.
Is that all that's inside of it?
Maybe.
That sounds like a toilet throwing up. Gross.
What's all the gunk coming out?
broken down oil and little bits of rubber from the seals and little bits of Teflon from the from the bushings that are in there. So when people say, you know, have you changed your fork oil? I'm like, why would I want to change my fork oil? Because this is what's in there. That stuff is significantly thicker than the oil that's inside the fork plate.
Right.
So when you're trying to get it past all the valving inside,
Yeah.
it's not reacting the way that it should if it had clean oil in it. So
Interesting.
that's why changing your fork oil is a maintenance issue that most people neglect. And they won't actually do anything about it until their seals are leaking.
Right, which is far too late if it's.
I mean, at that point, you know, obviously you have to take it apart, get all the oil out of it to replace the seals to refill it again. But,
Yeah.
you know, some people have bikes for 30, 40, 50,000 miles and don't ever blow the fork seals, and the fork oil inside the tube is just wasted. I need that little tiny flathead screwdriver again. Stick a flashlight in there, stick your eyeball in there, and tell me if your internal switches.
Yeah. It's like a magic mirror. You know, surface in there.
Still here, turn it in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have loose, not T-handle, not socket, loose metric ounce?
How do
The reason why I
we?
was asking because I was going to cut up one of your ounces to make this work.
Right. So what would you do? Cut it up and then put it in a drill? And...
Now I have this long Allen that I can stick in here,
Right.
and it's going to stick out. This is
You
8
have that.
millimeter.
You have that big T handle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then it's destroyed. It'll be no good after that.
Yeah, but we already have that set of T handles.
Yeah. No. Where's? I'll call that bitch up. Oh my.
We got the red set. We never use that set.
Yeah, this is the reject set. Whatever it is. We don't even know where it is.
That's a 10. See? This guy has no future life here at all.
All right, you need to cut that off right.
Done.
All right, take that out of there and give it to me. And then grab me an 8 millimeter socket. And the impact.
And now this is the seal.
This is the dust seal.
So there's no liquid behind this one.
Nope.
There's a lot of parts to forks, dude.
We're not even going to take them all the way apart. And then here's the fun part.
What the hell is that?
That's where the bolt is connected to right there.
Oh. What else is about to pop out? Oh. Jeez, dude.
One down, one to go. So let's try and put all this stuff together somewhere before we move on to the next one.
Okay. So why is the color an entirely different color?
Well, the initial oil that I poured out of it was red, and then all the gunky stuff is at the bottom.
I didn't think it was that red, though. Could one fork be more damaged than the other one, or
Yeah.
that's the red I remember the monster being?
There it goes. See the dark coming out now?
Yeah. If I didn't have shit all in my hands, I would have grabbed it. So we will catch you guys on the next part of this episode in like 2 seconds for you and an entire day for us, where we do that. Get all the little grinding stuff done and take all the, get everything.
We get everything prepped for paint and powder coat.
Prepped for paint and powder coat on the last half. Not even last half of this episode. That won't be even close to half. Okay, so while we still have audio in our microphones, good swipe to the other thing. What's going on, guys, and welcome to part 2 of episode 20. Yesterday we did a lot of stuff. We now have
More stuff to do.
well, that I was gonna say we no longer have a motorcycle just sitting around.
Now we have piles of parts instead.
Yay, parts. So today we have finalization work on parts that get them prepped for powder coat. So this episode is going to finally end with us taking all the stuff to powder coat. But we gotta prep it to get there.
Correct.
Right. Brian says my hands are gonna bleed. I am so excited. We have partly disassembled forks because we have some stuff.
We have completely disassembled forks.
No, I mean that
We don't have all the parts to our disassembled forks.
we are like peas and carrots.
So we need to put all this stuff someplace safe. Let's find someplace safe to put all this stuff in. Cardboard box, a plastic bin, wrapped in a blanket if we have to, but it needs to be tucked away someplace safe.
Good idea with the blanket.
If we're just gonna wrap them in a blanket, then we need to clean them first.
Okay.
So,
Blue rags.
blue rags.
Not that my hands aren't gonna bleed, but I'm gonna make sure the blood stays next to my hands. And gloves.
I'll take a pair too. These fork legs are gonna be oily.
Is there any use out of these exhaust things? So this should go in the we got parts for one day, one fateful day.
I can tell you right now, we can make one badass potato gun.
So we don't have to clean these off, any type of cleaner, it doesn't matter.
Well, they're gonna be in a box for a week or two.
Well, before we put them back together.
Yes.
What do
Before
you
we put them
clean?
back together, we'll use a little contact cleaner and compressed air to clean everything.
Okay.
Just to make sure there's no contaminants on anything, there's nothing stuck behind anything else. And if you're putting fresh oil in it, why do you want to mix any dirty oil with fresh oil when you're putting everything back together again? So you want to make sure everything's clean. And as you're cleaning it, obviously you're looking at it, so you inspect for any cracks or any damage or any worn parts, or those we're replacing. You don't need to worry about those.
Ooh, shit. Oh, we're replacing.
Yes. So,
So I don't even need to be cleaning this.
these are your bushings for your fork legs.
Right.
They actually, this one snaps into this groove on here, and then this one actually, we don't have those parts of the fork legs here, but this one gets pressed into the other side of the fork leg, the outer part, internally. And then, so
Now, do
this
we have
is
to
what
press it?
everything, no, it's as you assemble everything. Well, when you're driving your fork seals in, this is a part that gets driven together with it. It just all happens at the same time. So, but this is what the fork slides in and out on. It rests against these parts internally.
I see.
So you're always looking to make sure that there's no metal showing, because they are Teflon coated. So you want to make sure that the Teflon looks good on both inside and outside on both of these. This one's a little worn, but not terrible.
Is that something that's getting replaced with the kit, or is that?
No, that would be an extra part,
Gotcha.
but they don't look too bad, so we can put those back in.
About these boys, should we just
Should just get past the first one and just come up. Are you gonna make it take a half an hour to clean one spring because you're over there making music?
Hey man, whenever you feel that creative spark, you gotta go with it. You know what I mean? What song you want?
Now we're gonna, oh cool, it's got all kinds of wrapping stuff in there already.
I specifically did not throw that away. So what we can do is probably wrap the long sleeves in that. Very rude of you, Brian, to be just throwing things in this garage. Okay.
Now what's going to powder coat? Right, triple trees are going to powder coat, right?
Yes, they are.
So we need to
Should we
just-
put a blanket down?
That probably wouldn't hurt.
Love blankets. Allow me to set the table, Brian.
So this is going to be the same deal with, see there's 2 pistons in this one.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so that's why they call them twin piston calipers or 4 piston calipers or 6 piston calipers. That's the amount of pistons are actually in. So sometimes when you try and take these pistons out with air, one comes out and the other one stays.
So what happens then?
So then you have a hard time getting the other one out because you don't want to grab the outside of it with pliers and scratch the outside because that's the surface that runs in those rubber seals.
Right.
So they do make a special pair of pliers that grab stuff from the inside that you could use. And what I typically do instead is I just stick a brake pad in here. And then when I hit it with air, if one piston comes up, it's not going to shoot out because there's not enough room, and they'll both come out to the same distance. So you can just slide this back out, and then you should have enough piston to grab and walk each one out with your bare fingers. So, airline, so cover your, you got your glasses on.
Yeah, if you had your fingers in there, you need to go see a senior doctor.
Dude,
Yeah, that would absolutely just break the tips of your fingers right off.
Okay, guys, now that I've struggled and got the frame opened up, we have, that's everything for powder coat minus the stuff that's at the machinist, right?
Correct.
Sweet. So we're gonna end this episode now. We're gonna go to the powder coat place, and on the next episode, we're gonna do some engine funness, right? Is that
We're going to replace an engine cover.
right?
We're going to replace a clutch pack.
Whatever that means.
And we are going to inspect valve clearances.
And we get to try to do an oil change on a engine that's floating around.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Yeah, we kind of looked past that drain the engine oil stage when we had it up on the wheels yesterday because we got so excited about how it was looking that we just completely lost track of everything else. So,
But it'll be all right. It'll be a fun adventure that we get to go on.
oh, it's going to be a mess. It'll be fantastic.
Yep. So, guys, thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. I know this one was probably a longer one, but if you guys want to support the Patreon page, make sure to check the top link down below. That is how we get to do this show, and somebody gets to win the motorcycle. I've been Chase. That's been Brian. You've been floated around by Luke. Thank you guys so much for watching Wreck Bike Rebuild, and we will see you on the next one. Oh, yeah, you should probably like the video. That'd be helpful.
Only if they like it, though.
Ah,
If you
smart.
like it, click like. And if you don't, I don't want to hear anything.
Oh, I was wondering where you were going to take it. All right. Outro crew, let us know what you thought about the bobber on the ground, like the height of it, because that was in this episode.
It was in this episode. It seems like so
Right.
long ago.
Literally yesterday, the
Yesterday.
bike was sitting on the ground,
On wheels.
propped up.
Yeah.
And now what?